Hey everybody, Glecko here, back with yet another video. It's going to be another anime review. So this is going to be a review for The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. I saw this show about a week ago. I love this. This is a great show. I really love this show. Watched it several times again and again. I watched the whole season, then I watched like certain episodes and all that. So the show revolves around three students. Well, technically it's around three students, but I think it's one. But it revolves around three students who get summoned from another world to they get summoned to another world to go fight the Demon King and his army and protect the kingdom. I forget the name of the kingdom, but the students are Kazuki, uh, Inumaki, Susan, I think, no, Susan is her last name. I think Kazuki Inumaki, and who I consider to be the main character, Usato. Kazuki is the guy with the red hair with the sword. Inumaki is the girl with the long black hair. Usato is the guy with the green aura. So Kazuki and Inumaki are all heroes. They're both destined heroes. But Usato actually isn't. Usato just happened to get caught up in the spell that summoned them. And this is when I realized I was gonna like this show. This show, because usually in some isekais, when the person who gets summoned doesn't quite fit the expectation, everyone in that kingdom treats them like crap. They disregard them, yada yada yada. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it does get tiring to kind of hear that. But no, not here. They were actually pretty cool with Usato. They're like, okay, cool. Well, don't worry, we'll take you in. They were going to give him lodging. They were going to make sure he was okay. And the two people he got summoned with, he didn't even know them before he left. It was raining the night they got summoned to the other world. It was raining. He didn't have an umbrella, so they walked home with him. They had never spoken to him then, but even they were very cool and nice to him. So that was a very good, feel good. That's a feel good moment right there. So this show is full of them. But it comes to find out that even though he wasn't one of the chosen heroes, Usato actually had an affinity for healing magic. Now, in this world, healing magic is extremely rare. There's only three other people in the kingdom who has healing magic. Two of them, we'll get into. I'll try to get to the other two later. But when it was found out, but what was crazy was when it was found out that Usato had healing magic, the king wanted to hide Usato from the captain of this. There's this lady called Rose. She's the other person with healing magic. The king wanted to hide Usato from Rose because Rose would Rose, he didn't want Usato to have to go through the training that Rose would do because Rose is she's like a battle junkie. She's crazy. She uses her healing magic to train her body beyond normal limits. She also ended up doing that to Usato. But as you know, Rose shows up, she finds out. And what was cool, the cool part about how Rose found out he had healing magic is when doing the ritual, when the mage lady, Chelsea, was telling, no, I think it's Welsie. When Welsie was telling the king about Usato's healing magic, when the king found out, he goes, oh crap, we gotta hide Usato. But as soon as he says that, boom, Rose busts through the door. She comes in, and at first they deceive her, but eventually, because they didn't tell Usato he had healing magic at first. They just told him that the crystal ball glowed green, and then Welsie rushed him off to tell the king. But when Usato, once Rose was leaving, before she left the door, Usato was like, okay, so what about my magic? What does it mean when the crystal ball turns green? Rose turned around and everybody, the soldiers, the king, his attendants, everyone got shook. Okay, I'm sorry. I really like this show. I'm starting to ramble too much. Let me get back on topic. And also, Welsie tried to use a water spell to take Usato away from Rose, out of the kingdom. But Rose, using her super speed that she got from training her body, she was easily caught him there, and she took him to join the rescue team. So while in the rescue team, Usato is subject to extreme amounts of training, running thousands upon thousands of miles a day, every day, push-ups from dawn into night. I mean, he's crazy, stuff that would kill a normal human. But every time his body he broke a bone or something, Rose would heal him, then force him to get back to training. But also, Kazuki and Inumaki also undergo their own training under the Commander Seedless, the knight who serves under he's the knight in the kingdom. He's like the top knight, and they're preparing for the demon invasion because they believe that the demon army was going to strengthen up their their forces and try to attack again. So they all three characters undergo their own special trainings, and basically season one, it has everything to do with Usato's training. You see a little bit of what Kazuki and Inamaki are doing, but you're really focusing on Usato, on what Usato's training, and then we get into then it's at the end of the season, like the third to last episode. It's the battle, the big battle when the demon army sends in their first wave of soldiers, and they actually send over this knight called the Black Knight, and the Black Knight was going to single-handedly wipe out the army, but Usato showed up and he used his healing magic, and he defeats the Black Knight. They take the Black Knight prisoner, but they eventually they reform her, they're trying to train her to be on the rescue squad with Usato under Captain Rose. And then at the very end of the season, they go off to other kingdoms to like build an alliance for a full-fledged war with the demon army. So that's just like the general overview of the first season. Like I said, this show is great. Go watch it. I don't know if you can tell by the way I'm speaking, but I have nothing but good things to say about this anime. Like tons of feel-good moments, no awful tropes, nothing like that. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention one plot point. So during Usato's training, while he's training in the capital and all that, he's on a run through the capital. There's this beast girl, like this fox girl, who has the ability to see the future. She shows Usato a future of the Black Knight actually killing Kazuki and Inamaki, and that kind of motivated Usato to take his training just a little bit more seriously, or of what would happen. And the Black Knight was going to kill them, but Usato showed up just in the nick of time to save him. So yeah, like I said, this show was a breath of fresh air. Like, so one thing about it is it had from all the animes I've been watching, and mostly the isekais and stuff, all of the characters tend to get, they have this, what am I trying to say? They have this, trying to be, edgy, totally apathy, they don't care about, they're dark, evil, just the attitudes that a lot of these guys have, Jin Woo from Solo Leveling, the guy, I forgot his last name, the guy from Failure Frame, though I can kind of give a point to, but it's just a lot of these guys with these isekais, one thing that I really don't like is just their attitudes. But Usato was entirely different. Even though he came to this world and he wasn't really special, he didn't really care. He did his best to fit in. It was just amazing to watch. It was such a breath of fresh air. I liked every character I came across, the king and all. The king is a really upstanding person. I was literally rooting for his kingdom. Another thing is about Captain Rose, the girl with the green hair. So I think she's voiced by the girl who plays Urza, Colleen Clinickby or something like that. We see how Rose was always kind of like this girl who used healing magic to reinforce herself, but we actually found out that she used to be a lot she used to have a crew with her, but they were all killed in a battle with a demon, and that kind of shaped her into the personality she is today. We see her go from this hardened type person, but she eventually softens up, towards the middle and end of the season. Once when you see her, once she Usato starts to make progress with his with his training and all this stuff, as he accomplishes more and as he gets more renowned and all that, she begins she shows pride. One of the things that I found really, really cool was during the battle, after Usato defeats the Black Knight and he's rushing back to the kingdom, they're rushing back to their camp or whatever, she says under her breath, "Thank you for not dying on me." And it was And once you see how badly she was messed up from, her whole crew getting killed right in front of her, we it was just a beautiful thing to see her open up. And also, I believe she wasn't Rose used to be very arrogant back in her early days, because she used to be the commander of the military. But she thought her healing magic, she could heal any wound anybody got. But when she fought the demon had a weapon that could nullify her healing, so she couldn't really heal her comrades. And in fact, one of her comrades actually jumped in the way of a demon's attack to save her. So, honestly, characters like Rose, they generally don't get much attention. Like, we don't see, like, for example, let me make a comparison really quickly. Like Marileona from Black Clover, one of my favorite characters, by the way. But Marileona doesn't seem to, like, she's strong, but she's just like, it seems like that Tabata made her, like, that's just how she is. But with Rose, with her attitude and her, like, beliefs and convictions, we see exactly why she is that way. So that's not like every character, except Seagless and the King, but every character pretty much, got some attention, got some love. And my last thing that I really want to talk about before I end this video is the demons. So like I said, the Black Knight was actually a demon who had the ability. She has like dark magic, like she can reflect any damage anybody throws at her, and she's got some other like abilities or whatever. But they eventually, after she's captured, they have a plan to reform her. So I'm kind of interested to see how the other demons would react. Like if they invade and she's there, saving people, how that would go, because she was a very high ranking person, or high ranking demon in the Demon King's army. So really excited to see how that plays out. And also she kind of has a crush on Usato, but so does Inamaki, the girl who got summoned to the other world. So Usato's getting like a little mini harem. So I'm interested to see what Usato's gonna do. But eventually, like I said, Usato's going on a journey right now. He's going to the Beast King Forest, because the girl who showed Usato the future of Inamaki and Kazuki dying, she did that so that Usato would owe her, because her mother is sick and she needs a heal. The Beast Girl needs a healer to go heal her, but she couldn't really find one because healers were so rare. So it set up a lot of plot points, and I really hope this gets a second and third season. But who knows? I might just go, because I'm already planning to buy Wisteria Wand and Sword and the Irregular at Magic High School. I'm already planning to buy those, buy the mangas of those, and I don't got money like that. So yeah, I'm gonna just have to hope this one gets a second season. But I've rambled on enough. I've stuttered enough. This is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. It's on Crunchyroll. Guys, go watch it. It's 13 episodes, but it's so worth it. It's such a good anime. This has been Glecko. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back with more. See ya.